Hi, welcome to Vamps and Vagrants, our online tabletop roleplay of The Curse of Strahd, Dungeons and Dragons. I'm Paige, your dungeon mom, and I'm joined, as always, by my closest friends and family. First up, we've got Colin, who plays Revlin.
Sup?
We have Sarah, who plays Yetta.
Hi, everyone.
We have Victoria, who plays Rapture.
If you're the dungeon mom, can we be your dragon daughters?
You can. We have Kayleen, who plays Meridel.
You put me after Colin, I was gonna go puss.
We have Wesley, who plays Benville.
And I'm Paige, your dungeon mom.
What? What? And Kelly, who plays Hugo.
Hi.
Hi. All right, Revengers. We're getting to the end of it. End of the line. Last session, you arrived at Castle Ravenloft after some last-minute preparations. Once you dismounted off of your black carriage, sneaking in what you could into Rapture's magical cloak, as well as sneaking the remaining specific items on an invisible Rictavio. You were searched by Rahadin and his undead whites as they searched your remaining persons. Unfortunately walking away with a decoy bag of holding full of miscellaneous weapons. And Benvilm's armor. Nonetheless, you guys pledged an oath of hospitality to Rahadin, promising to unsheath no swords, bear no arms, pretty much be on your best behavior. Otherwise, no promises could be made for the other side. You entered in where most of the village of Barovia were waiting for the ceremony to begin. You talked to a couple of them, including the Dusk Elves, who decided that they were going to be sneaking down into the crypts to locate a long dead sister, probably locked up in a coffin somewhere below the depths of the castle. You spoke with the Mardikovs, who were naturally invested in your goal and asking how they could help, noting that they had several flocks of ravens outside the perimeter. They also mentioned that there was a mysterious crystal hanging in the tower, and somehow they hear the beating of a heart. You tried to explore a little bit. Blinsky gave Hugo a couple toys, some of which seemed to be potentially helpful. We'll see where that goes. But before the session ended, Rahadin came again, welcoming most of you to join none other than Count Strahd von Zarovic in the dining hall for some toasts. But before you all split up, Yetta began exploring the chapel and then quickly a staircase to the right of it, beginning to climb alone up this spiraling staircase. And Rahadin was beginning to escort Hugo to meet with Irina, the bride-to-be. So that is where we're going to pick up tonight's session. We will be starting with, I think we're going to start with most of the Revengers in the dining hall. Okay? So let me see if okay, so Revengers. Rahadin opens up the dining hall doors, and you can see inside is a set place settings for all of you. At the end sits Strahd, comfortably lounging in the chair at the head, sipping a dark crystal glass of red wine. He turns and starts to motion Hugo across the hallway up another smaller flight of spiral staircase. But there are those who remain: Meridel, Revlin, Benvilm, Rapture, and Esmeralda. You walk in. Strahd seems perfectly at ease as you enter into the dining hall. An unseen servant playing the organ behind him as he sits drinking from a crystal glass of dark red wine. This day has finally come. Tatiana and I will be wed. There's no need for hostility now. Please, relax. I'm celebrating. Join me. He gestures for you all to join him at the table. What are you doing, Revengers?
I join at the table.
Yep, same.
And take my wine.
I'll sit.
Yeah, I sit kind of far away from him, but like still politely nearby.
Esmeralda will distinctly sit in the seat completely opposite him on the other head of the table, closest to the double doors. He kind of looks at you as you all sit. One by one, a separate unseen servant in the corner, holding a tray and a pitcher, comes to you all, filling your glass in front of you, moving one by one. Strahd looks at you all as you sit. You have a big smile on his face. You can see his fangs sticking out as he looks at you. You have made quite an effort on your part to strike me down. Killed my spawn. Sip of the glass of wine. Killed my werewolves. Another sip. Sought out every person, place, and thing to find my weakness. But let me make a toast. To requited love, finally reunited despite the dark powers' attempts above to rob me of my happiness. He takes a long swig from the glass again. You sit there all awkwardly, silent, unsure, and he finishes his glass. And at that time, the unseen servant that comes around, he walks to the corner, grabs another pitcher, fills to the tray, comes over and fills up Strahd's glass again. He looks at you all expectantly. Do you join in his toasts?
It must feel quite wonderful to have what you seek after all these years.
He nods. Indeed. A sip of his glass. I was told guests were preparing toast for my honor.
Indeed. Let me be the one to begin. And Revlin will take up his glass and say, to the long-lived and the long-unlived, may they have what they desire.
He nods and drinks.
May the sun rise and shine upon you.
A corner of his smile twerks a little bit, twitches, and then he nods, takes a sip.
Do you Strahd in the hopes that you'll get what's coming to you?
his laugh barely murmurs as he brings his lip back to the glass again.
Cheers.
Cheers. And he kind of raises his glass, waiting for you all to raise yours as well. He drinks.
Is it wine or is it blood? Like, Rapture's not sure.
Roll a nature check for me, Rapture.
I can just tell you because I drank it.
Yeah, I know.
4.
It's wine.
Okay, that's good.
It's easy to distinguish. I just wanted to make you roll.
And I rolled so poorly. It could be like fruit punch, and Rapture would be like, this is great vintage.
For once, he finally puts down the glass. He doesn't stand, but you can see he kind of sits up a little bit more clearly. And he genuinely looks at you all, one by one. No longer this pleasant air of cockiness that you first saw when you walked in, but he looks at you. And though the smile he has on his face is still fanged, it seems genuinely happy. You are truly the greatest foes I have ever faced. And that's why, at dawn tomorrow, you may leave Barovia forever. Whatever blood there is between us, consider it washed away. So long as I have Tatiana, I need nothing more in my life. We met as enemies, so let us part, perhaps not as friends, but as equals.
That's most generous of you.
We will leave Barovia tonight.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
At dawn, when the sun rises.
When the sun rises.
Of course, not you, though, right? Unfortunate business you made, right?
I will be leaving Barovia.
Well, there's always room for you here in Castle Ravenloft if you need a place to stay.
You've been most generous, Lord Strahd. We wouldn't want to keep you from your other guests, though.
Very well. Before he leaves, let's move over. Gosh, let's do Hugo. Okay, Hugo. You turn following Rahadin as he's walking away across the hallway into a smaller spiral staircase. The rest of your party behind you. Rahadin leads you up the staircase. The silence seems a little tense, broken only by the long-lost wails of the countless men and women the elf in front of you has slain. If he notices, he doesn't show it. You find yourself holding back. Naturally, just to avoid the choir of voices you can always hear when you follow his steps. Outside the tower as you ascend, Hugo, you hear thunder cracking in the distance and the cold rain pattering upon the windows. But here in the staircase, the air is stale, stifling. Finally, after minutes of climbing, you reach a darkened landing, and you can feel a cold wind sweep down from a nearby staircase, rattling the iron ring of a trapdoor set into the floor. An immaculate rug stretches before a framed portrait of a handsome young man with a serene yet penetrating gaze that seems to look beyond time and into the space of your soul itself.
Do I recognize who the man is in the photo?
Roll a history check.
Sure. I'm good at those. History, a 1.
No. He's got dark hair. He looks kind of stoic.
I then I go, who's the man in the photo?
My brother.
Oh, Strahd. He looks very different there. Must have been a long time ago.
It was long ago. He clears his throat and leads you past the portrait into a nearby room off the side of the hallway. Thunder shakes the tower again, answered by groaning beams that one day won't be able to take the ceiling's weight. Bookcases line the wall, peering off through the steel latticework windows. An old, faded couch lounges, and a handsome young man dressed in elegant but faded fabric sits on top of it. Rahadin gives the young man a dismissive glance. Asher, how is our bride? The man sneers. Heart still beating. Rahadin rolls his eyes and knocks on the door. Miss
I
Corleone...
go, not for long, am I right?
Asher kind of looks at you with a wolfish grin.
I go, I'm Hugo.
Asher, nice to meet you.
Oh. Asher, you say?
Enjoyed this last word with her. Eternity of Strahd's plaything awaits. If only some of us could be so lucky now. Guess not. He kind of waves his hands dismissively. As you're talking with Escher, Rahadin kind of follows around the couch and opens another door. And he quickly comes back, interrupting you. The bride will see you now.
Okay.
And he holds the door open for you. And
Okay.
inside, you can see that this is a guest room that has been spared no expense. Right in front of you is a 4-cornered canopied bed with a black curtain and gold trim in the center of the room. You can see that across from the bed is like a... where do fancy women sit and look at the mirror? A vanity. That's the word I was looking for. You can see her back facing you is auburn hair sitting at the vanity looking into the mirror, and surrounding her are 3 women in beautiful, vibrant bridesmaid dresses. One in red, one in gold, and one in white.
Dude. Okay. Is Rahadin following me in there?
No, he's just holding the door open.
Okay, I go. I'm sure I'm probably the last person you want to see before your big moment.
She turns from the vanity and looks at you, actually with a smile on her face. You've come. You've actually come. And she like turns and comes to hug you for a second. And then she kind of stops herself and looks at the bridesmaids around her and nods.
Who are you? Are you okay? We hate each other.
Yours was the first name that came to mind when he asked me for a guest. Please sit down. And she gestures to the canopied bed across from her.
Okay. Who do I recognize who the 3 bridesmaids are?
You don't, but as you sit down, you kind of look. You can see they almost stand around her rather possessively, but also jealously. The woman who's dressed head to toe in red, she has like a tight veiled hat veil/hat that kind of sits around her head. She's in... Whose phone is going off?
I'm turning it off now, sorry.
Okay. And as she smiles at you, you can see there's fangs that sit in her mouth as well. The other 2 women, the one in white, has short black hair. And she's actually wearing a mask that looks like a skull. And then another one in gold. It's mainly decorative gold pieces, but the overtone of the dress she wears is yellow golden tone. And all 3 of them seem to have wicked smiles as their fangs kind of show over their lips.
So, did you need to speak about something? Were you just excited to get married to your betrothed?
Of course. I thought it was only right to ask you to be a part of my party as a groomsman of sort.
What are you talking? No. Why?
Hugo, you know how close we are, and how, after the loss of my brother, how you filled in such a difficult role.
I understand. We were, yes. We have a bond that is unbreakable.
Yes.
And you sure Strahd would be happy with that?
He's let me ask anyone to fill the role, which is quite...
Who else is... Do I get to be the best man?
No, you'll be a part of my party. Breaking tradition, you could say, but you will join these lovely ladies who are with us today.
What do I get to wear?
You look wonderful the way you do, Hugo. You can look exactly like that. But I do have a gift if you'd like. And she kind of walks over to the vanity very carefully, opens a drawer and pulls it out. It looks to be like a red bow tie.
Ooh. I don't know how to tie this. Are you able to help me?
I have a red bow tie. Yes, I
And I try to, when I do that, I'm going to try to be farther away from her to make her hopefully come to me without maybe getting the other girls to follow her. You know what I mean?
Okay, the room is small.
Yeah.
to preface. You do have Rodden still at the door, kind of watching over.
Okay.
But he just sits with his hand on the handle, kind of staying there in his spot. And the women stay closer to the vanity. So I guess you'd say, like, the best place to meet in the middle is closer to the bed. It's a smaller room, unfortunately.
That's okay.
All right. And so she comes over and starts to put the bow tie on, facing you. You see, you're not sure if it's nerves or if she might just not be good at tying bow ties, but she has to make a couple attempts as she ties your bow.
You seem nervous.
Cold feet, you could say.
Yeah. Are you all right?
She kind of looks you in the eye. There's no smile on her face, but she kind of says, "Of course I am."
Well, I want you to know that I am here for you, and I am ready to serve you on your big day. And I look her dead in the eyes when I say that.
Thank you, Hugo.
Now what?
Well, that's all I had. But you'll be between Ludmila and Valenta, and she kind of points at two of the ladies. Ludmila gets to be my maid of honor, and it's the one in white. And at this point, as you look back at all three of them, they don't have like a toothy smile anymore. They just look fucking miserable. I guess the best comparison I have are like the three chicks who love Gaston from Beauty and the Beast. Kind of like that.
Okay, I go, ladies, is there any way that me and Irina can just have a moment together, little girl talk before her? No? Wow, you guys are so fucking pleasant.
All right.
Okay.
Bye. See you in the day. They all kind of wave at you. And Rahadin goes.
Can't wait.
Rahadin goes, "I'll take you back."
Okay, and as he closes the door, I go, Rahadin. So, and I'm guessing. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, like, before you do, Irina would give you a hug.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll try to whisper in your ear.
Mm-hmm.
She has a smile on her face, just because she can see that Rahadin's looking at her. But as she whispers in your ear, you hear her say, "Hugo, don't let me marry that monster. I would rather die 1,000 deaths than be his. He keeps calling me Tatiana." And she looks at you and she goes, "I'm so excited."
For the horses.
That was your fault. Remember that.
Never forget, it was always your fault.
All right. Well, I'll see you in a bit.
Can't wait.
All right. And then Rodden would take you out. You were saying.
So, like, out in that hallway outside of that room, is it just me, him, and Asher?
Asher's no longer there, actually.
Really? Damn it. Okay.
Yeah, it's just you and Rahadin now.
Rahadin! You and me! We're in the party together now.
Congratulations.
I'm so excited to be a part of your family's big day.
You just constantly, as you're saying this, hear the wailing of people behind him as he kind of looks at you rather bored.
Yep, you seem so happy about this. Now would be the best time to toast.
To toast?
To toast. And I pull out my pastry.
Oh my god. Okay. I don't have anything to toast you with. Here you go.
What about to your brother?
I don't have a physical drink or beverage to toast you with.
No, this is a tradition of Barovia, this pastry. It brings love and good luck. Here, I'll have half with you. And I take a little piece off. I hand him the bigger piece.
Okay, roll a deception check for me.
Deception check. The -1. -1. I rolled a 17, so it's a 16. So it's a 16.
He takes the pastry.
Uh-huh. I go, to never-ending love, to a world of happiness in Barovia, and to you, the man that helped him get it. Here's to Strahd.
Du Hausen von Zorvik.
And I slowly start taking it to my mouth, and I kind of wait for him to take it first,
He
hopefully.
eats it. He'll eat it.
Okay, I kind of like act like I'm putting it in my mouth, and then I don't.
How do you do that? Sleight of hand check.
I do like that, ah, like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Sleight of hand check. Cool. Uh-huh. Sleight of hand stacks, right? Yeah. All right, well, that was a nat 1. So I slowly start to do it, but then I go, nah, we'll take a little munch at it.
All right, as he's finishing it, he looks at you and he stops for a second. The pastry's in his mouth. A couple more bites left,
Uh-huh.
and he stops at you, kind of confused.
I-
You have a split second to make a choice here.
I stuff it in my mouth and I start munching away too.
Okay. What does he have to do with the pastry?
I think it's a constitution saving throw or something.
Okay.
But you would know. I'm pretty sure it's con.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right.
Do I need to
Hugo.
roll one or no?
I'll roll it. I took care of it.
Okay.
Hugo, as you and Rodden sit in the side room of the guest room in Castle Rainloft, toasting to the special day, he eats the dream pastry, and you see his eyes kind of glaze over for a second. They begin to cross, and he completely falls back, incapacitated, in a trance.
Oh my god! I look around and I go, it fucking worked, and I told me to get rid of that shit.
You hear,
I'm not to get it.
you hear in the other room, from the guest room, you hear one of the girls call out, Asher, shut the fuck up! You're being stupid and loud!
Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Oh fuck!
Rictavia's with you.
No. Don't do that. Don't metagame, Colin.
I look around.
Do not unmute, you son of a bitch.
I look around to like the hallway to see if I see Asher.
Roll a perception check for me.
Okay, that was a nat 1. I'm rolling great today, guys.
You look into the dark hallway, a cold breeze sweeping in from the door, and you look around, you don't see him. You quickly close the door, and when you turn and look back into the room where Rahadin sits, you can see a shadowy figure standing over him. Its glowing red eyes looking at you.
What the fuck? Are there any weapons nearby in this room that I could grab?
No, definitely not. There's a bookcase full of ancient books.
No, I just hold my fist up. I'm like, ready.
The red glowing eyes look up at you, and then they look down at the figure beneath it. It draws a shadowy blade, grabs Rahadin by the neck, and slices his neck open. It stands, shadowy, and for a second, it looks almost like a light of radiant energy blasts from behind it, and you can see through the spectral figure, and its eyes clear and disappear. Now it just looks like two white lights shooting through his face. And he drops the blade, and the blade dissipates from smoke, and then to ash, and then to nothing. And then his form dissipates and disappears.
Oh my god. I don't think I knew who the assassin was, so I'm just like so freaked out right now, because I don't know if Colin told the whole group that or not. Oh fuck. Helga, when I need you most, where the fuck are you? Did you describe like that door in the ground or something when we were coming up here?
That's, if you really visualize it, that's the hallway. And then this is a room that's connected to the bedroom. So imagine it like more like a bedroom suite. The hallway has the trapdoor.
Okay, I'm gonna start dragging his body to. Is he dead?
He is dead. He's dead.
Oh my god! I'm gonna start dragging his body to the trapdoor area. To hopefully, if I can find it, drop his body in there.
As the door opens, you hear a voice quietly.
Hello?
Hugo, what the fuck? It's Rictavio's voice.
Rictavio, I hug him.
You don't see him. You don't know. He's not there in sight. It's invisible.
Help me drag this body.
What did you do?
I didn't do anything. I just gave him a pastry.
Oh my god, I got separated from you for 2 seconds. I was on the other side of that door. What did you do?
I got a bow tie, and then, I'm in the party, and then I was like, oh, maybe the pastry will, like, kind of, like, put him to sleep for a little bit. So I did that, and then some motherfucker just appeared and assassinated him. What the fuck was that?
You'll hear him sigh, and then suddenly...
Help me before someone comes!
Suddenly in the doorway, you'll see his figure reappear. You'll see him putting on a hat. It's almost like 1 second you see Rictavio, the next you see him putting on the hat, and he looks like, Rahadin. Oh, man. What am I doing? What am I doing?
This is what I wanted!
Are you fucking kidding?
I mean, he can. He would.
So what happens to his items?
Whose items?
Like, Helga that he's holding on to. Are they,
You
like,
see- you're
hidden
seeing-
on him?
No, you see him carrying them.
Uh-oh, okay. Okay. Okay, help me drag this body, because they can't find this body, and put it in the room downstairs so they don't find him.
Where? I'm sorry. Why don't we just put him out the window? And he kind of points to, like, in the study in the room where Rahadin died. You can see on either side of the bookcase are 2 windows that can open out and open.
Okay. I start dragging the body towards the window.
He'll help you.
Okay. I open the windows, and I try to, like, kind of flip his body over the window.
He'll help you.
Okay. And I push it.
You look over the ledge of the windowsill as you see Rahadin's body fall onto another rooftop that's about 60 feet beneath this tower.
That's fine. While I look out the window, do I see the tower with the heartbeat?
I don't want you to roll a perception check because when you look out, you can see that there is a grand, like, base floor or 2 floors immediately in front of you with, like, gargoyles mounted on the sides. But peering to the left and peering to the right, you can see more of the castle to your right-hand side, but you cannot see what would be the towers of Castle Ravenloft at this angle from this room, unfortunately.
Okay. No. He doesn't have the bag of holding, does he? No.
Who?
Rictavio.
No. Nope. He. Wait a second. Yes, he does. He has his own.
How big does a bag of holding look like?
It's probably the same size as Revlin's, or it's not right. It's everyone's, but Revlin holds onto it normally. So it's a medium bag of holding. So.
Could I, like, wear it under my shirt or something?
No, but when this is something I probably should have caught earlier. When he changes his appearance, he can just, it's an illusion, so he can just make it look like he's not carrying a bag.
Okay, yeah. So I want him to hopefully still carry like my Helga, because I can't grab him out yet. Okay, and I go, okay, Ricky, I'm gonna call you Rahadin from now on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure we're both in the bridal party. We need to act cool. Yeah, I'm really good at acting cool. You know, it's gonna be fine.
You've got this.
I got this. Yep. I'm pretty sure Irina needs our help. She says, don't let Strahd marry her. So I don't know what our plan is. Maybe we should meet up with the other people.
Maybe we should not stand by the pool of a dead body and probably blend back in.
Okay.
Deep breaths.
Do you know how to do that, like, that weird noise that he makes, like with the screaming children? Do you want me to just kind of walk by and you go,
I don't think I can do that.
Okay, well, just have like a smile on your face, maybe, and then that way they'll like think you're really happy and stop hearing the crying sounds of children.
Okay, yeah. I guess so.
Let's just stay away from Strahd at all costs.
Possible. Yeah.
Okay. So what's our plan? Where are we going?
Let's go back downstairs. The staircase right out there. They let us up, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. You got this. Take a breath, Hugo.
I'm gonna be the best bridesmaid ever. Okay.
You look beautiful.
Thank you. Okay, we start walking downstairs.
All right.
I follow him.
So, as Rahadin begins to descend the cold steps, you can hear footsteps nearby.
Wait, while we descend?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I just play it cool, like...
Again, thunder beckons outside the tower. The spiral twists, and out from the dark walks Strahd von Zarvik himself, grinning ear to ear.
Strahd, I'm at your bridal party!
Good evening. Yes, I've heard the anticipated news. Congratulations.
Yeah, I saw the blushing bride, and she looks beautiful, and she's so excited to marry you.
Wonderful. Well,
yep.
I do hope your stay is pleasant, but there are other matters to attend to, if you'll excuse me.
Mm-hmm. Make sure you don't peek. That's bad luck. Okay, bye.
Of course. Okay. You cross past on the staircase. You hear the steps stop for a second. I'll roll a disadvantage. And you stop for a second. Both of you stop, kind of like, oh no. And you hear the steps continue up the stairs. All right, let's jump over to Yetta, I guess.
No, nothing is good enough. No, nothing I can do will beat that ever.
Yeah, probably not.
She says, yeah.
I don't know. Let's see what I got for you, Yetta.
I saw that.
Okay, I might have to pull out my book for this one.
I no rush. I got my Birkenstocks right now, so.
Oh, did you get them already?
Literally just now, David just opened the door.
Oh, Peach Birkenstocks. One sec. I have to find.
While we have a break, Zappos guys, they have 2-day delivery. It's great.
What is this shit?
Not sponsored.
Wait, not sponsored as in actually sponsored?
No, they weren't. I'm not sponsored. Oh my god, they're amazing and I love them and I'm never taking them off. Okay, bye everyone.
Okay, Yetta.
Yeah.
You had just begun to ascend. I legit think a mosquito just flew straight into my monitor and then fell, and I watched it slide down the screen. Yeah.
Gross and weird.
It's not dead, though.
Kill it.
Come on, bitch. When we last left you, you were ascending the spiral staircase alone, just past the chapel where Father Donovic was preparing for the ceremony of a century, or multiple centuries. It is dark on the stairwell. It's very big. And I described that you'd reached the second, what would have been loosely the second story, but it never reached a landing on the second story. The spiral stairs just continued to climb. And you just, you said you were going to keep going?
Yes.
Okay. You climb a third story. No landing. You climb a fourth story. No landing. Fifth story. No landing. The stairs, as you kind of look over, you try to look around the hallway. There's no opening. Like, the stairway wraps around a column of brick and mortar. So there's no way to look up and see, but you just keep following the trail as it begins to go up. And at first, the torches kind of like the hallway, but as you continue to ascend, it starts to get dimmer, and every few torches have blown out. Eventually, if you keep going, I guess.
I mean, yeah, sure. I can always dimension door 500 feet away if I'm terrified.
Yeah. Okay, give me a second. That's gonna be 57, sorry. Okay.
$57.
Eventually, yeah. Location K is Castle Ravenloft. Not that you need to know that. And I think there are... Each room is numbered and sometimes lettered and sometimes numbered. I think it goes all the way up to... Keep going. Yep, 89. 89 rooms. In Castle Ravenloft. Okay, anyway. Eventually, I think it'd be roughly first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Around the 6th or 7th, I've lost count, just because the map is crazy. You would see it finally reaches a landing. And you can see the wooden door opens up to what looks to be a tower roof that's outside of Castle Ravenloft. Do you venture out into the rooftop?
Do I see anything besides like structural buildings, like walls and spires? And
as you peek outside, you can see that it is like a landing of sorts, and no, like not Rodden's body. Out there, you can see that the landing itself looks empty. Okay. It is it's dark out at this point, so it's hard to see past like the rooftop landing, but you can see, like, as you peek out through the doorway before you head out, you can see it is empty out there.
Do I hear anything?
You can hear the howling of the wind, the thundering, and the rain. The storm's definitely picking up.
I'm a sneak.
Roll a stealth check for me.
Beep, 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 beep. Oh my god. +7. Nat 20 +7.
Very nice. Okay. Yet as you sneak out into the tower roof, you can see that it is 60 feet in diameter. It's rimmed with battlements. A slender stone bridge with no railing spans the gap between this tower and the slightly taller tower to the north. To the east, the high tower of Ravenloft thrusts skyward with no apparent opening at this level. Black, boiling clouds hurl rain down from above.
Now that I'm out here, do I see any person or monster?
Out here, roll a perception check for me.
+4. 3 + 4, 7.
You look out into the skies and you don't see the ravens that the Mardikovs warned you about. The sky is rainy, it's hard to see, but as you look across the stone bridge I mentioned that connect two of the towers, this one that's as you're getting to this height, you look out to the tower you were ascending and the tower across the bridge. You can see the one across the bridge is the tallest. The one you were ascending was the second tallest.
That's good. Okay.
But with a 7, you don't hear anything else.
Oh, shit. Okay, so do I push forward or do I go back? I'm going to push forward.
Okay.
Gamble.
As you move across the bridge, there's a strong wind that blows across the slender bridge of stone and masonry. The bridge's
You're okay.
The bridge's old iron railings have rusted away long ago, leaving the bridge without handholds. The stones are cobbled and wet, so you walk carefully as you stealth across. You can see here, as you kind of reach the other side of this tower and you put your hands up against it, you can feel almost as if the tower itself is moving.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a door?
There is a door.
The tower is moving.
It's
a monster.
You kind of like quickly, as you realize you wait from one side of the bridge to the other, without any handhold, you kind of eagerly wait out to like touch the stone to feel something against you, and you put your weight up against it, and you can feel almost as if you can feel a heartbeat.
Does this remind me of Babala Saga's chicken tower thing?
I don't know. I mean,
I look down for chicken legs.
You don't see any.
Okay. I feel like a heartbeat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go back quietly.
As you start to walk away, Yetta, you can, now that you've felt the heartbeat, it's like how did you not notice it before? You can feel it as you're walking away from it. Da-dum, 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 da-dum. As you start to walk across the bridge, you feel the stone beneath you start to rumble and shake, and you hear a wailing, as if something in great pain is crying out. The whole tower shakes. What do you do?
In the tower?
The tower itself
is crying out.
It feels like
I'm gonna call out in the telepathic connection and say, I think I found the heartbeat. It's the tower. There's a tower here, and it's reliving.
Okay.
And I don't know how long I've been away from them, but this is the first I've said anything.
What else, Yetta? What else do you do?
I go towards the tower and like hug it out of fear of falling, because I don't want to go away from it, but I'm going to hold onto the tower, I'm afraid.
Okay.
Oh God. Guys, it's been good. It's been good. Gucci. I told you what happened. 7th floor! 7th floor!
Jesus.
Past the altar, up the spiral staircase. 7th floor! Heartbeat!
Yetta, you only have a few moments to react as you're telepathically calling out to the Revengers. And you're not sure if it's the rumbling of the tower as you're trying to hold on to it, but the wooden door that kind of held it closed begins to crack. And just out of pressure from the movement of the tower, the door opens, and you can see suddenly warm red light washes out onto the stone bridge. And the noise that you heard on the other side of the stone, now with the door open, you can hear it wailing out. It seems like it's hurt.
I go in.
Yet as you look in, you look out, and you can see there's another spiral staircase. As opposed to the one you climbed up, this spiral staircase is open. The whole opening between the staircase descends down all those floors beneath you. And you look down, you can just see darkness, depths beneath you. As you peer your head up and you look above you, you can see what looks to be a giant crystal heart hanging on top of the ceiling. As you look up and look out to it, the noise is vibrating. The whole tower is shaking. I need you to make...
Do I do it? Do I destroy it, guys?
Make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, that's fine. Dex plus 7. 15 plus 7, so 22.
All
Dex
right,
save.
you don't fall over as the tower is shaking as you've approached it now. You
do
can see
do I get a feeling that this thing is... I mean, I don't... Other way, good or bad? Like, do I get a terrifying feeling, or do I get an empathetic... Like, is my heart reaching out to this heart? And I don't know. Do I kill it or do I let it live?
I don't think you need to question it, because as you look up, you can see it's about another story above you in spiral stairs, and you see the stairs wrapping to your left up higher up as you could get into melee reach of it. As you look up and you try to see what's going on, you think you see a flock of ravens attacking the crystal.
I am going to cast Shatter at 4th level.
What's your range?
60 feet.
You need to keep going up.
I start running up the stairs as carefully as I can.
Okay, what's Shatter do?
Shatter is a Constitution saving throw.
Let me double check that.
Oh God! Get ready for the lucky, guys.
Wait, does it have advantage against objects though too?
Non-magical objects that aren't being worn or carried also take damage. A creature made of inorganic materials such as stone, crystal, or metal have disadvantage on the saving throw.
There you go.
Woo, baby!
So that's going to be a 5.
It's a failure, so
Okay.
it takes It's going to take 5d8 damage.
Okay.
And that's why I cast it at 4th level.
Roll your damage.
Oh, it's good. Oh my god, it's good. Okay, stay calm. 16, 20, 24, 26.
Nice, 26. Okay. I need you to roll another dexterity saving throw as when you deal the damage, it wails and the tower begins to shake again.
3 plus 7, 10.
That's just enough to stay. You almost topple over and fall on the steps, unsure if you'd fall into the depths below, but you stay up as you continue to work your way up the stairs. Before you can react again, the swarm of ravens that was before attacking the crystal, pecking at it, you see it quickly divert and shoot straight down into the depths beneath you. 1 second, they're right there fighting. I'm sorry?
The crystal heart or the crow?
The swarm of ravens. They're attacking, and 1 second they dip down, and as you're rushing up, getting ready to cast another spell at this crystal heart that's beating, you hear the cries of the ravens. As you look down to the depths, you can see what seems to be vampire spawns crawling up the sides of the spiral staircase. But before you reach the top, you're almost in distance, and you can see that there's still one more raven attacking at the crystal, almost hanging onto it.
Is it Peepers?
Peepers with a dagger, plunging into it, dealing damage. It appears he has disobeyed orders again, and he has snuck into Castle Ravenloft.
Oh my god!
He doesn't know you. He doesn't know you as he stops and he looks at you running, he waves, and then continues to plunge a dagger into the crystal heart. What are you going to do next?
Does this thing look like it's at its last wits? Like, does it...
As you're climbing up, each time it's getting hit, it's crying out in pain. Your shatter spell seemed to have done a lot of damage on it. It's not looking great, definitely.
Okay, I'm going to use... I was able to sneak in a dagger at the door. Just one dagger. I put one in the bag. I have 2. I was able to sneak one in.
Okay.
So I'm going to use a dagger attack against it.
Okay.
Oh my god, I'm like overwhelmed. Okay, action, dagger, +7 to attack. 15 plus 7, 22 to hit.
That'll hit.
24 plus 3. I'm gonna use my psychic blades feature to do more damage.
Okay.
So that's a bardic inspiration gone. That's gonna add 3d6 as well. So that plus 3. So 4 plus 3, 7, plus the psychic damage. 4, 7, 9. 9 psychic, 7 slashing.
16 total. Quick math is bad on page. Okay. It's still up. It's still alive.
I'm gonna look down and see how close the vampires are.
Make another dexterity saving throw before you do.
7, 3, 7, 10 again.
Okay. It's getting harder as you're approaching it closer. You stumble and fall. You stay on the stairs, but you're prone for a second.
Okay.
When you attacked it, you're within melee range from the staircase. You can reach out and swipe at it, and you can see probably off to the other side of it as Peeper is clutching it as it's just continuing to plunge into this crystal. You look down and you can see that the vampire spawn are quickly approaching. When the initial rumblings of the tower were like the sounding of an alarm, they were sent to find what was going on. They seem to be trying to defend the heart as quickly as possible. The swarm of ravens cannot keep them back.
Okay.
You can see 2 quickly approaching.
Okay. I'm going to cast Shatter one more time at it. Not 4th level. I don't want to waste that spell slot. Use my movement to get up.
Yep, that's okay.
I want to save some of my spell slots. I'll do 3rd level.
Okay.
Attack. It's another another Constitution save. It's
17.
Gonna be 4. It matches, but I'm using my lucky feature to make it reroll.
Okay. It's better, unfortunately.
Oh damn. Well, love that for me.
It's half damage though, right?
Let me double check. I don't think it is.
It's all or nothing with Shatter? I don't think so.
Half damage, you're right. Okay. That's not as bad. So it's gonna be 4d8 divided. 4d8. Please get lucky again and roll that good roll. 4d8. All right. 7 plus 7, 14 plus 5, 19 plus 120.
Yet as you cast Shatter on the crystal heart again, the last final wails of it shattering the tower, the crystal literally shatters in front of you and begins to fall into the depths beneath you. It's a split moment where you see the little bird that sits on the crystal.
I'm going to look him in the eye and say, trust me, and I'm going to try to dimension door out.
Before he does, you're going to see him pull a feather off of his body and just wave as the feather falls down to the rest of the ravens.
Oh, he's going to fight for me.
I'm Kavan, the Blood Singer!
Okay, I just kind of confused, nod, and start running out of the tower.
Good.
The way I came in.
Good. Okay.
I won't dimension door. I was going to bring Peepers into the wedding. Trust me, come with me. Oh, shit. Okay. Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
I'm going to run.
You wouldn't have been able to cast Dimension Door as a reaction, right? Or can you? Is it bonus action or reaction? I thought it was a bonus action.
It's just one action, so no, I can't.
So he would have casted Featherfall as a reaction. You wouldn't have had time. So that's okay.
Fine, I'll save them.
All right. Are you stealthing as you try to return back? What's going on there?
I mean,
are you just trying to get there as quickly as possible?
Run past on the bridge thing because I'm afraid this whole thing's coming down. Mm-hmm. And then once I'm in the hall, and then compose myself and then sneak back down.
Okay.
Shit.
Wow, I know. What's crazy is all this went way faster than I thought it would, which is kind of...
Am I level 10? Do I feel stronger?
You don't get to know that yet, bitch.
Aw, damn, beach.
Who levels up in the middle of a session?
What? I mean...
No one.
If I just leveled everyone up to 10, this is amazing.
We can probably still make it down to the crypts, guys.
I mean, I don't know if I want to go.
Let us return to the Revengers. You had just completed your toast with Strahd. It's only a couple minutes as you sat there. Right around that point, you would have heard a not so calm Yetta. I assume as soon as you finish, as you composed yourself, Yetta, you would have said like something. No?
Oh, fair. Once I get into the hall, I'd be like, "The hearth is dead. The ravens are fighting Spawn. I'm heading back."
Okay. So.
Good question. Sorry. Could Ricky Tiki had done the message thing with like the people that have it in there, and also let them know like Rahadin is no longer a thing?
He will warn them shortly. I promise.
Okay, sorry.
With timeline, just because I think actually Yetta would have gone to her thing before you would have killed and disposed of a dead body. So just in order from how you can anticipate what you're listening to as you all sit around the table with Strahd, you would see Strahd, and this would be happening probably close to in between your toast, I would imagine. If that's okay, you would have heard it. And then right around the moment where you're like, well, let us leave you to your guests, you would have heard Yetta maybe a little more calmly explain that the problem has been resolved and the heart has been detected and destroyed. Avengers in the dining hall, what are you doing?
I think we should meet up with Yetta and decide on our next course of action. And we'll relay this to Ricky Tavio as well.
Mm-hmm.
This is after Strahd left, right?
No, he's still with you.
Oh.
This is psychically.
Yeah, he's to those who have the telepathic bond. Revelin's saying this.
I'm just drinking.
How much have you been drinking?
That's probably my second one.
Okay.
Just
as soon as you finish one, an unseen servant would be filling it. So there seems to be no end in sight if you want that to be the case. Sorry, Rapture, what were you saying?
Well, as Yetta is telling us this stuff, well, first when she's freaking out about the heart, and then when she says she's killed it, like, is there, like, paying attention to Strahd, any change in demeanor, facial expressions, anything?
Strahd seems extremely composed during your meeting.
He's not omnipotent or omniscient.
But if it, like, had physically affected him, he would have, like... Right? Maybe?
So having excused ourselves, Revelin at least will step out of the dining room.
Right as you do would be when the double doors open and Rahadin and Hugo would reappear. A rather bored Rahadin. As you walk out, Revelin, you would definitely notice that Rahadin, the wailing is no longer present. And Hugo kind of looks at you pretty eagerly, and then you hear the familiar voice of Rictavio. Play it cool.
Guys, I did a thing.
Wait, did they just say
Wait,
Strahd twice?
Is Strahd still in here?
Strahd is still in the dining hall.
Oh,
But he also passed by them?
Correct, he did. Good
Wait, what?
observation.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent, Hugo. We were just about to mingle with the rest of Strahd's guests and allow him to interact with them as well.
Rahadin,
yes, I saw Irina, and she's lovely. And I thought I just saw you, Strahd.
Rahadin coughs. He goes, we must be getting ready for the ceremony, if you'll excuse us. And he kind of like looks stern, and you can hear him say to everyone telepathically, I will handle this as best as possible, as he closes the double doors on you, leaving him alone with Strahd.
Telepathically, I'll say we're going to meet up with Yetta, potentially head to the crypt.
I don't know if we have much time.
No,
Or if
guys, we
any
have
time
to
at
save
all.
Irina. We have to save Irina.
Excellent. Okay, so Yetta, meet us in the Grand Hall. We'll collect our weapons and storm Irina's room.
Right, I can talk. I don't have to type. Okay, I will meet you. I don't. Okay, yeah, we'll talk. And I just start heading down to the main hall.
Yet around this point, if you're returning down the 6 or 7 flights of stairs back to the chapel, you would see that the double doors have now been opened, and people seem to be filling into the pews of the chapel.
I'm going to claim a pew.
There are assigned seats.
Oh, damn. Is my group assigned to the same pew?
Who's your group?
The Revengers.
As you kind of quickly gaze across the few guests who have already sat down, you can see, you spot Rapture in one pew, a couple pews back, you see Revlin. It seems that you have all been seated separately.
Guys, let's meet out in... Can we all meet in the bathroom or something?
Yes, I think on the path up to the bridal suite would be a good idea.
Okay, let's step out really quick. I'll just walk straight through. I forgot something. Excuse me, I forgot something in the entrance.
You pass by several Vistani from the camp outside of Valaki, who kind of...
I try to hide my face from them. Oh, sure.
They just all glare at you and shake their heads.
Nekaji.
Wineskin at all of their sides. I don't know if you remember, the brother... The two that ran it, the one brother whose daughter you ended up saving, who would have liked you, but then you killed his brother. He's there too. His name's Lubaj.
I didn't kill his brother.
The Revengers, as a group, did.
No, we didn't.
You just claimed
just me by myself.
You just claimed them as the group. So.
Okay. Anyway, I started heading straight back towards where the main entrance doors were.
Yeah, you'd be able to. You'd all probably reconvene around the same place where Rahadin had first welcomed you into the main hall, where you saw everyone kind of mingling.
Are there undead here?
There are a few whites that sit kind of in the corridors. Yes, like a couple to each section. Yeah.
Do I see a spot where there's like an alcove or like a darkened corner?
Closer to the dining hall, there is actually an alcove, but there's a suit of armor that sits in that alcove.
Is it animated?
It doesn't seem to move in front of you.
Oh. I'll wait for everyone to group up and we'll talk.
There is. No one asked about the suit of armor.
I just.
Well, I meant last week.
Are we all walking up? Is it armor?
Benville, as you were to leave the dining hall, you would have noticed it when you're walking in because it's literally faced the opposite side, right next to the staircase that Hugo walked up, and it sits in an alcove in that corner, and the suit of armor faces the double doors of the dining hall.
And it's armor.
It's a suit of armor with a helm and a sword in hand. Yeah, it's a whole suit of armor.
Is there anybody around?
There are still several guests around. You can see a noble from Crest kind of sits, kind of staring at you all as you all walk out, sipping what looks to be like some bubbly champagne.
I'm gonna sit down next to this guy, Crest, the Crest noble.
It's like standing room only, but yeah, you're welcome to go over to him.
Hello, how are you today?
I'm good.
Great event. Yes, it's hosted
How
beautifully.
are you?
I am fantastic. It's beautiful day.
What is your name?
My name is Yetta. Yours?
Kajan.
Kajan. Nice to meet you, Kajan.
You are very beautiful, Yetta.
Oh, thank you so much. I am actually married, but betrothed, married, committed, whatever you want to call it. But I appreciate the good compliment. Thank you.
Are you all looking for where they took your stuff?
Oh, did you happen to see? I mean, we'll get it back after, but if you know.
They went down that staircase. He points right next to the staircase that Hugo had ascended up. They went down. They were not too discreet about it.
Do you have something you'd like us to... Do you need something, or...?
It is good luck to get the kiss on the wedding day.
A kiss? I look to Benville. What's a kiss? And I'm gonna pull him in for a big one.
He pulls back, a little red in the face, and his wife grabs him by the arm. She's like, Kajan!
I'm sorry, I didn't see your wife. I was going to ignore the camera.
Yetta kisses the wife. Yetta kisses the wife.
I was going to scare him away using my feature, but I don't think I need to now.
She quickly drags him and she starts scolding him. Stop hitting on ladies at weddings! First it was a burgomaster's wedding, and now this.
Oh shit! I was just trying to clear out the room so we had some secrecy, but
Did that clear out the room?
No, there's still whites in there.
Oh, whites. Oh, I
the undead guys. So they just kind of sit in the corners, you know. Yeah, they stay there.
Do we want to go down to our stuff, or do we just want to try this?
Let's see.
Other than the chainmail, I don't think that we need anything from downstairs, correct?
So there's this plate now, right here.
But it could be
It's
like
not plate mail.
Alright, sorry. Well, yeah. You said it's a suit of armor.
Yeah, why is that gotta be
Plate.
plate?
Okay.
Plate, yeah.
Okay, my point is, this could be like that animated thing we saw on the tower.
I think it might be a good idea to go up and rescue Yetta, or rescue Irina, not Yetta.
Am I there with you guys? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or guys, she's probably not in there, and also there's 3 people that are with her. It's gonna be difficult to just steal her.
Well, I think we kill the vampires, and then
Perhaps maybe let's refrain from words like or dead.
Let's give them a long rest. Yes.
yes, a long rest, a long relaxing rest.
Yes. Do we want to go up there and kill? I mean, give them a rest, or do we want to do it in front of everyone, and make a whole scene?
I think up there would be better than in front
Oh,
of
but I
everyone.
do love a scene.
Me too.
And I want to fucking roll there, dude.
How
And
about
after that, I can transform Irina into a bird so she can fly away to that safe tower that we found that one time, where there's no magic and no scrying, and she can hide out there while we finish the rest of everything.
But I don't know if she will just let us fight without her. She might want to fight him herself.
She might not, but we can give her that option. If we
Okay, I
go
like
now.
this idea. But we need to get our items on our bodies and spend time like connecting with them and shit. And I don't know if we have time for that and the wedding not to interrupt it.
And guys, I'm a bridesmaid, so yeah, I have to get ready for that.
God did call us his greatest enemies, and I imagine that if all of his greatest enemies are missing from his wedding,
It's really hard to hear you, Kayleen.
Give your mic on.
Sorry. I don't think you're all I hear you is through Collins.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's annoying.
It's gonna be coming through the Yeti.
I can hear
There
you.
it is.
Oh, I heard you.
I need cable, guys. I don't wanna get it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Strahd will notice if we're all not there.
Right. So do we just do it there, or like we need these items? I say
I think it's better.
part of me says if we sit and wait, the ceremony might take 30 minutes, and then boom, boom, pow.
Won't he notice if we have our weapons during the ceremony?
I
technically had mine the whole time.
Same.
And I really don't need the weapon. I just we need those.
You are the weapon?
I mean my music, man. Anyway, so I just
Yes, I found it quite weaponized.
Hugo. Oh shit, Hugo, I'm being roasted right now. Hugo needs his, and then we need some of those like items. You know what I mean?
I think we have all the items except for the helmet. Does Octavio say anything?
No, you don't hear Octavio's response.
I imagine he's occupied.
Yeah, I think the multiple he'd be having a conversation with Strahd in there.
Yeah.
Wait, Octavio has the helmet?
And also,
Octavio has the helmet?
Yeah. I have the blood
But he could use it.
You still have
The Raven kind.
symbol. That's the
Was he
most
attuned
important
to the helmet?
He could
No,
be
he's
attuned to it.
you could technically.
If he's
too.
fucking attuned to it, it's just as good as one of us using it.
Unless he gets killed by Strahd right now.
Well, then yeah, we're kind of fucked. But
Except then I don't have
And
a
he also
fire
has
sword.
Helga. That would be bad.
I don't have a fire sword.
I have a fire sword.
That's pretty cool.
Her fire sword is more important than your fire sword.
yeah,
I
and you
think-
have the Raven kind thing.
I also swing my sword at shit.
Oh my
Yes.
Just steal one from my body. There will be swords. I imagine that,
He has a sword in the cloak.
Yeah, I just don't have the helmet.
I think we move decisively. We rescue Irina.
that you think that's your plan.
What do
It
we
is.
think?
We do
I
have to
can
move quickly to save Irina, otherwise it's gonna be all over. But
You can estimate that you have probably no more than 5-10 minutes before the start of the ceremony.
Okay, I will go with what we as a team think, but part of me thinks if we pull an event at the wedding, we might get surprising allies to fight with us. Where if we do this behind closed curtains, it'll be confusing and overwhelming.
And I
But
think
if we do it behind those curtains, we might be able to actually use our magical items as weapons.
But I can also just whip mine out now. There's no one's going to stop me until they stop me.
If Irina is late to her own wedding, there will be questions.
And they'll all look at us. We've
Or
established
the dust
ourselves.
elves. Or the Dusk Elves.
That's true. They've been doing their own thing.
So is that our two ideas? Either we go to the wedding and cause a scene, or we get Irina right now? Do we have any other ideas?
either way, I'm on for the count like that without armor. So
We're split up at the moment, correct?
What do you mean
Yeah.
split up?
Within the wedding.
Yes, we're not sitting together. I looked at our spots.
So we need to have our weapons beforehand.
Yes.
And that might be difficult.
Benvolm, if you start now, you might be able to start putting on some of that plate armor.
I can make these whites not attack us for a few minutes or for a minute.
oh, you can't cast, can you?
I can cast that.
Oh, okay, cool.
I
Is that
say start getting on this armor while we make a
Guys,
decision.
I say you attune to any items that aren't attuned to. And I'm gonna go walk down the aisle.
Oh my.
Are we going to the wedding or are we getting her?
It sounds like you're most interested in going.
Why don't
to
you
the
just
wedding.
message her now and see if she's in her room?
I'm casting calm emotions then on these whites.
Get your armor.
That's what I'm doing.
Yes. Get
Okay,
the
cool.
armor.
I'm doing that. Calm emotions.
Okay. What does that make them do?
Do they have emotions?
Oh, that's a good question.
This might.
It makes them indifferent.
Do they have to roll something?
Yeah, it's a charisma saving throw.
That's what I was asking.
They become
Charisma.
teenagers.
That's a nat 2.
AB.
You've got some time. Now's your chance.
Okay, I'm putting on the armor.
Okay.
Pull out all the weapons, Rapture.
I would say you wouldn't be able to get on every piece, not the helmet and everything, it's a quick scramble, but plate armor is an AC of 18. It's heavy,
Okay.
disadvantage with stealth. You need a minimum of 15 strength to hold.
I have 18 strength, so.
You are good.
Strong boy.
And I think the other one
The
was.
strongest boy.
The chainmail was 16, correct?
It should be weaker, yeah.
But it had a dexterity bonus.
It had a.
Blade does not have dexterity bonus.
Yeah,
Oh,
this
okay.
you do not add. It's just a straight 18. It doesn't matter what your dex is, 18.
Gotcha. Okay, then same armor class.
Okay, I guess I activate the cloak and take the things out.
Oh shit. Okay, here we go, babes.
Pass them out, deactivate the cloak.
You hear the crash of
We're going
thunder.
in.
You hear the crash of
Subtle.
thunder outside of the castle. The rain, you can feel it hitting harder on the rooftops above you. And as you begin to walk down the hallway into the double doors of the chapel, you can hear the double doors of the dining hall open again. And a very placid, serene-looking Rahadin opens the door and begins to walk behind you.
Let us get to our spots. And
Okay, I have my blood spear from the thing. Can someone hold on to this while I walk down the aisle, please?
flip it upside down. Use it as a walking stick.
You somehow become an
Wait.
invalid.
These are all pews, right? Just like touch it.
And also, can I hand my oil of sharpness over to Rahadin to put on my
Helga.
Helga? Because it takes a minute to put on. Or is that not okay,
Just
Faith?
sat in the audience rubbing this fucking oil.
During the ceremony, because he's the best man.
He's back behind you. You'd have to kind of stop what you're doing to hand it off to him. Is that what you want to do? He's kind of creating like a visual blockade between you guys and Strahd for a second. Because he's opening.
Never mind then.
I was like,
I'll
yeah.
have a minute later to do it. Or just 10 rounds in
Right.
battle to do it. Or should I just do it now? I don't know.
Ask for Helga from him.
And what, just hold it?
I mean, at least you have time to put the oil on it yourself.
Alright, I discreetly ask for Helga. And I discreetly
Discreet.
rub the oil on it. And I discreetly hand it over to someone else in the group.
sorry, I'm sorry to do it, but Rahadin would not give you Helga right now.
Okay, that's fine. That's what I figured. Okay, I'll just hold on to what I have. I am gonna pass off the spear to someone else though in the group to hold on to, please.
Who needs some hit points? Is it attunement? Yes.
Yeah.
That's Kavan the Bloodsinger's spear.
Do I have to attune to that?
You did, I remember.
Mhm.
It's like a, what is it, like Druid Barbarian only or something like that?
It's
I
Mine-
don't even know if either of us
I
can do
don't
it.
think I ever attuned to it though. Did I, Paige?
I believe you did. Let me double check for you.
Kelly's like, I've been attuned to 4 things this whole time.
Okay.
No, I gave up something else.
Blood spear requires attunement, so you would have.
Okay. How long is the spear? Can I hide it in my pants?
No, definitely.
Here.
Just put it to the side and
All right,
know-
I'm gonna just stick it in a corner somewhere. I'm gonna hide it behind a drape.
in the
Right.
ceremony room or
Sure.
My
Okay,
spell only lasts a minute.
let's go.
And then I'm going to get in line with Rahadin and wait to be pointed in the correct direction to be where I need to be.
You would see Rahadin open the double doors for you. Or no, the double doors are already open. Sorry. He would gesture up onto like the main, the center of the room, Hugo, and point off to the right. There's no one up there yet, but he just points. He's like, "You can stand over there for now."
I don't get to walk down the aisle.
No. Well, now's your chance, I guess.
Okay. I walked to the back of the church, or whatever, the chapel. Is there a flower girl or anything, or no?
It doesn't appear to. Oh, wait. Yes, there
It's
is.
an undead Gertruda.
It's Arabelle, the little Vistani girl you saved.
Okay, I take her basket.
You can see. Oh boy! But before you do, you can see the two boys from the Blue Water Inn, Bray and Brom, are the ring bearers.
Oh, that's really cute. Okay. I push them down the aisle and I walk behind them like a proud mom. And be like, "Yep, you take the flowers and you toss them like this, you toss them like this," and I walk behind them and then I go up to my quarter.
Okay. For the rest of you, Revengers, as you enter in, after Rahadin pushes you all, you can see he closes the double doors to make, the bride and groom's entrance somewhat more traditional. But you can see there are 4 sets of rows on either side of this aisle where the center is. To the left, on the furthest back in the middle, is Yetta, and she is cushioned between a couple. They look to be like rather plainly dressed Barovians. They look pretty boring, actually.
Damn!
In front of Yetta, and one to the right, in the next pew in front of her, is Revlin. And Revlin, you seem to be surrounded by what remains some few oddly dressed Valachians that have weird cloaks. In front of Revlin, there is no one from the Revengers. And then at the front is Esmeralda, Blinsky, and some... Oh, and the two Watcher sons. On the other side, at the very back, you have more just plain looking crests, some of the crest nobles, and all the way at the very end, not closest to the double doors, but on the other side of that aisle is Benvolm, all the way in the back corner.
Thank God. Yeah. I adjust my investments over my...
Yeah, it's actually, I was like, he's gonna be so mad, because you barely have view of Strahd, but that means Strahd has barely view of you when he gets here. You're like far corner. In the next row, 4 or 5 people away from you, Benvolm, second in from the row is Meridel. In front of Meridel in the third row, one to the right is Rapture. And then Hugo stands at the front. You can see behind a table where there are sacred texts and candles lit is Davian, who looks very nervous, pale in the face. And Hugo kind of stands a little off to the left where the rest of the bride's party will appear. So, we'll start the ceremony. I don't think we'll finish it before the end of this session. We'll see. We got 30 minutes.
Is it fair, DM, to assume that while we're sitting here, we're attuning to our items that we have gotten from Rapture's Cloak?
Yeah. I'd say the ceremony will be about half an hour. So if you want to attune, sure.
Could I have gotten the helm from what's-his-face then, or no?
No, Rahadin is not with you in the chapel. Rahadin.
Well, he walked us in or whatever. But...
He stood by the doors and then he closed the double doors behind you as you all went in. But
okay.
There is no there's been no exchanging yet.
Okay.
There's just the opportunity hasn't been arisen. There's a benefit to him disguising himself as Rahadin. There's also a disadvantage.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we need to take a quick 2-minute break? I just want to make sure everyone's here before I start the ceremony.
I think Colin went to the restroom.
Yeah, I know.
I'll go
Anyone
do that
need to
quick.
take a break real quick, everybody. I don't usually do breaks, but I don't want to miss a thing.
Girl, the sweetest dream will never do.
I wish the mic came on and off a stand, so I could if I wanted to be really dramatic and sing into the mic, I could
Lean in.
Yeah, that
pull
would
it off the stand and get really into it.
that'd be nice.
Unfortunately, I can't. Welcome to my ASMR channel.
We're taking a break, Colin. I realize the context is not clear. We took a bathroom break because we didn't want to start the ceremony.
You wanted context for ASMR? Come on. I'm not
He
that
made a
one
face
kid
like,
that
what are we
got
doing?
kicked off of YouTube.
I imagine I have my shield uncomfortably tucked underneath my feet.
You have cleats on?
No, I imagine I have my shield uncomfortably tucked underneath my feet.
When you said that Benvolm didn't have all of his pieces of armor on, I envisioned like every piece of armor but the chest bit, and it was pretty funny.
Aw, that's pretty funny.
Just like arms and jangly arms and legs and a helmet and just like
Clang,
soft
clang,
belly.
clang, 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 clang. Yeah.
Or ripped belly, but like, you know, like squishy.
Everything but the cod piece.
So I have everything but my holy water then.
I have everything.
There's no dex bonus for chainmail.
No.
It turns out.
For chainmail?
Either. So,
No.
So have you been doing your dex or your AC roll?
no, I just realized that I actually am AC 21 now.
Do you have a shield?
Yeah.
You don't have it on you.
Why? Rapture emptied out the cloak.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, I forgot about that.
Back to Ben Volmy.
It's like sitting in front of him. Like,
Yeah, it's under my feet. I've got my knees like
Have you painted "Here Comes the Bride" on it, and you're gonna do that stupid thing where you walk down the aisle with it?
Benbo, you have occasional side glances to the nobles to the left of you, and they kind of look at you like confused and kind of like look back, kind of straightening their back a little bit.
I just nod.
I would assume while we wait, Yetta's talking the two very boring Barovians' ears off.
Okay.
Not gonna roleplay it, but that's what she'd do.
Like idle chatter.
Yeah, just constant, like the annoying person on an airplane that doesn't shut up,
Oh yeah, definitely.
and you're stuck with them because you're at a wedding.
Mm-hmm. Everyone ready? All right. So, let me see if I have it written down. The chapel is awash with torchlight as guests whisper among themselves. Lightning flashes through the stained glass panes every so often, causing the countless bats that cling to the dome ceilings to flutter about. A harp rings out from the balcony above, bathing the chapel in gentle music. Another unseen servant, you can assume. The aisle leads to a stone platform on which an altar stands, carved with relics of angelic figures intertwined with grapevines. The light from above falls on a silver statuette in the form of a priest kneeling in supplication. Besides the altar stands... After a few minutes, you would see from the double doors Strahd, Rahadin, and the groomsmen walk in, and they stand on the other side. At Strahd's side, you see a very stoic, kind of glazed over look of Rahadin, looking actually pretty bored as he stands next to Strahd. And on the other side of Rahadin is Escher. And then behind Escher is a familiar vampire spawn who got away during the feast of St. Angel's church in Valaki. Then, shortly afterwards, Irina's bridesmaids, the trio of vampire spawn, join either side of you, Hugo. Two to your right, which would be closer to the altar, and one on your other side. And you can see that the master, Strahd, just grins as he waits for the arrival of his bride. You would see, again, the groomsmen. Yep, that's it. Sorry, I just want to make sure I name it. So yeah, Arabelle's the flower girl. You would see her kind of take whatever left of like the dried up flowers that Hugo had taken from her. She kind of like drops them down as she walks up, and Luvash quickly puts her into the row. The same row, I think, as Rapture, actually. And then the ring bearers quickly sit up at the front on either side of the pews. Yeah, okay. Let me see. You can see as the boys pass by that they have a nice satin. Both of them have a satin pillow, each having on the center of it a gold ring that seems to be both encrusted with ruby, diamond, and onyx, which are the colors of House von Zarvik. Let's see. Sorry, skipping ahead. Okay. The music begins to pick up as the chapel doors swing open once more. Out from the flickering torchlight and dancing shadows comes Irina Kolyana, escorted by no one, unfortunately. The Devil's Bride is beyond lovely, her radiance on full display. Her auburn hair burns like fire in the torchlight, and a ruby glows in a golden pendant around her neck. The crowd hushes. Men leer, women glower. Rahadin claps Strahd on the shoulder, and the two brothers share a smile. Let me see. Oh, but who amongst the flock of fools has nothing to wear on her face? Irina Kolyana. Her eyes are dull and distant. Her lips lax. Without so much as an expression, she lazily marches down the aisle. Every step light, every motion as graceful as the brain-dead doe. You hear Rahadin kind of whisper into Strahd's ear, "She's beautiful, my lord." So she is, he smiles. My beautiful Tatiana returned after all these years apart. Damn you. Now that Irina has taken her place before the altar, you can see that Father Donovic begins his speech. He kind of stumbles and stammers over his words, very nervous and very quickly, and you can see at times Strahd kind of darts his eyes at him to slow down and to make it as worthwhile as Strahd wants it to be. But he says, "Dearly beloved and dearly despised, we are gathered here today to witness the wedding of Count Strahd of House von Zarvik and Irina, daughter of Kolyan and Durovik. We are here today to witness history in the making, to witness the culmination of a courtship that has spanned 4 centuries and more. But this is not the final chapter. Oh no. The warmth of Strahd and Irina's love shall echo throughout Barovia, like the thunder of a just god. It shall rain down," and he kind of doles and rambles on as he keeps saying it. "It shall rain down and nourish the hopes and fortunes of Barovians everywhere." As he continues to read, you can kind of expect that he probably didn't write this, and he's reading somebody else's words. "Their love shall shine as a beacon of hope and prosperity across this bleak land of ours forevermore. What if Irina's father could see the joy in her face this day? She comes now as an orphan, just as our Lord Strahd has lived these past centuries. From their shared sorrow, the seed of joy will bloom evermore. Count Strahd, he is the ancient, he is the land, the warrior, the conqueror. Yet the one thing has he never conquered has been his own heart. And now..." Hey, why did I write all this? And now...
It just feels like Strahd wrote Strahd fanfic.
"And now, under storming skies and before our honored guest, he will make due a vow made so long ago. Now he shall be reunited with his lost love."
Would I be able to see any holy energy coming off of a cleric or somebody that was casting some kind of holy spell?
You would not notice any magical castings occurring, no.
Okay.
And now he shall be reunited with his lost love, and their fates shall be entwined together for all of time. You hear he's gotten through the bit of the words of welcome, and he kind of clears his throat and he asks, "If there is anyone amongst you that has just cause for why these two ought not to be wed, speak now or forever hold your peace." Dramatically on cue, the double doors burst open.
Don't you say it.
And And you see first.
It's him, guys.
First, you see a demonic hand reach from the door and come running forward, and it is.
No.
Yeah. It's Isaac Strahd. And he quickly just yells out, "That is my sister!" And he kind of like reaches out. And everyone just kind of gasps and looks over at the person who approached. You can see he's like running. "She is my sister." And he's like wide-eyed and pointing at her. And everyone kind of looks over at Irina, and she looks out, just kind of confused. And Strahd looks at her and looks at him. A smile on his face appears, and he goes, "Well, of course, someone to walk her down the aisle. Please, join us. No need for objections." And you can see he kind of looks around dumbfounded. She's my sister. And he looks at Strahd and, he kind of just shrugs. Just kind of walks up and he kind of nestles himself into the... It makes no sense. He nestles himself into the front pew, which would be probably next to...
The flower girl.
Yeah, next to the flower girl, and he kind of sits there really happily. His giant demonic arm kind of poking out of the pew a little bit because he just can't squeeze into it.
Was he charmed?
Grab some flowers.
He seems to be a little charmed.
Charmed? Oh,
Yeah.
We can tell he's charmed?
Yeah, yeah, that's what I was going for. Sorry, I could have made that clear. But you kind of see him like, I don't think he was quite sure what he was objecting to, just more so that he made it on time, and he's putting two and two together. But he oddly sits down at the pew and he kind of looks, and there's a moment from like an uncomfortable murmuring in the crowd, like, okay. And then you hear Strahd kind of clear his voice, and he looks back at Donovic and he goes, and he nods, and Donovic's like, "Oh, okay, if ought you two
Wait,
not to be
can I message the flower girl?
Arabelle?
Yeah.
Sure.
I dare you to pinch the big guy next to you.
She kind of looks around, like, scared for a second. She, like, looks over at the guy and looks up at him. And she kind of looks quickly back to the altar.
5 gold if you do it.
I don't think she's gonna do it.
Damn it! I want to break that charm.
Donovic repeats again for any objections. And, I've got one more!
It's so hard to know.
I know, I'm sorry, I know. But I do have one more objection. The doors haven't even swung back from the momentum of Isaac Strahd running into the chapel. This time you see a man in rather elegant priest clothes with a abbot hat. It is the abbot, and besides him is a rather modest basilica dressed in.
Wait, is it the dress we made?
It's the dress you guys made, or the lady down in Kresk made. And he, I think I did write something for the abbot because I didn't know what the fuck Isaac was gonna say. Okay, so again, the doors swing out, and this time you can see that there are two figures. The stitched together woman in a wedding dress, and a young man in his robes. You will find that I object to this union. Murmurs burst out again across the crowd. Strahd merely stares at the abbot as he steps foot into the chapel, his flesh golem creation dutifully following behind. This vapid noble, the abbot calls out as he points to Irina, is by no means the perfect bride. Look at her, weak of mind and body, uncultured and brash. She is flawed, and I bear to you, Lord Strahd, the perfect bride. The bride that will set you free and cure Barovia of its disease.
I go, ooh, ah, during this part.
Cast Irina aside, and I beg you, embrace Basilica. You can see Strahd takes a moment to mull over his response. It seems like there's a little bit of a distraction, so if there's anything you guys need to do, this is a good time, because this is the biggest distraction you're going to get, physically speaking, before the ceremonies end.
Can I cast protection from good and evil on myself?
You can. Yeah.
Hugo, get it. Get it. Hugo, get your thing. Oil.
What? You want me to oil my thing?
Oil Helga right now.
I don't have Helga.
Elbow Rahadin.
I'm on the other side of the stage.
No one's looking at you.
All right, I go to stand with the boys.
You shuffle over and kind of insert yourself between Escher and Rahadin.
And I'm going to stand behind Rahadin and hopefully feel on his back something that feels like Helga.
Yeah, he stands there. You don't see him respond to you. He kind of looks like frozen, almost. I don't know if he's just frozen because he's just trying to like blend in, but you do feel as you kind of reach your hand down, you feel the bag of holding.
And I'm going to apply, or I'm going to pull out Helga, I guess, and rub my oil on it.
I'm going to say roll a stealth check and then roll a sleight of hand check for me.
Oh boy. Stealth was a 16.
Okay.
Sleight of hand was a 13.
Okay, and do you stay with them over?
Yeah.
Okay. Using Rahadin as like a cover to the rest of the onlookers, and behind his back, you kind of keep Helga there, and you start to quickly rub the oil of sharpness on there. You look around really quickly at everyone, kind of looking around at the abbot, looking back at Strahd, looking back at the abbot, looking at Basilica. It doesn't seem anyone noticed you, and then you kind of like relax and you look over and you can see Escher is eyeing you.
Escher?
Escher, to your right. But before anything else happens, the Strahd has mulled over his response, and he sits there, and you can see the crowd kind of shifts uneasily, unsure what's going to happen next. His eyes narrow at the abbot, and you can see another smile appears on Strahd's face, another response. Abbot, it is true that you have fashioned for me the perfect bride. Look at her. Look at that beauty, that elegance. Truly, none can compare. But I do not want perfection. All I want is Tatiana. Aww. And with her at my side, I will never be happier. Can you not see that? Is it not your divine mission to end this curse over Barovia once and for all? Is it not your duty now to trust me in this fateful hour, to know my heart's own greatest desire? If there's no other objections, you would see the abbot reluctantly acquiesce to the request.
One moment. It seems that the greatest objection that could happen comes from the bride herself.
Shit, put it on his head.
Are you calling her out?
Irina has no interest in marrying you.
Oh no.
Strahd. She does not want you. She wants your brother. She be Tatiana Reborn. She does not want you. She wants, which I remember from reading his storybook.
Rahadin.
About that.
You would see, for a second as you start to object, you can see the cool smile on Strahd's face grimace as you start to speak, and as you draw your attention to Irina, he looks at her, a smile on his face again. For a second, it looks like you checkmated him, but it looks like he checkmated you. He looks at Irina. Tatiana, my love. Is that true? Do you object to this marriage? And he kind of looks back at you, readying for her response. And you can see Irina looks lost.
Oh, damn.
A dreamy expression drifts across her face. She had seemed almost zombie-like as she walked down the aisle. And you see her murmur these words with a half smile, faded. Strahd, my love. If only my father could be here to see this day.
Are you so weak that you must use sorcery to compel her to speak?
I'm sorry. Does she object or do you?
I do object.
I also object, Strahd. Not today. Never. Yeah, I'm gonna whip out the sword.
Okay.
Clang, clang, clang. I object as well.
In my sword! In my axe! Alright, what's happening? I'm hearing a breathing feedback. Does anyone else hear that? No?
Kelly.
Up on the mic.
I think it's the fan.
Oh, wow. It just sounded like someone was like in their mic breathing. Okay. Wow. Okay, so you all start to stand from your isolated pews, yelling out your objections. Things quickly turn chaotic as you all begin to ready yourselves. And you can see most of the people either start to get up and try to flee the chapel or ready themselves to face you.
Join us! No, join us.
No, she said face us.
She said face.
You fucked.
Yeah, that's the opposite of join.
No, like help us. I'm calling out to say join us. That's what I'm saying.
I think we'll pick up and we'll detail out
In
the
2 weeks.
chaos in 2 weeks when we pick up because we're on vacation next week.
No.
No stress.
Oh my god, guys.
That was high key stressful.
Insane.
I'm sweating.
I'm
Did we level
so
up?
nervous.
Did we level up?
Revengers, you have leveled up.
Yes!
Yes!
Was the thing to destroy the heart?
The thing was to destroy the heart.
I called it.
Keepers and Yana!
But I mean, really, it's just
You
that.
didn't figure this out. You didn't figure this out the hard way, but if you tried to fight Strahd in the castle, you would not have done a single point of damage to him until you destroyed that heart.
What?
Yeah.
Holy
We
shit.
would have died. We would have just dead it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
that would have sucked.
So it's his heart.
The heart's a Horcrux, pretty much, is a loose
Oh
interpretation.
shit! He's Voldemort.
I mean, it doesn't say it like that, but like it works that way. It's like a protection to him.
Hey Paige, how long does DM inspiration last?
Forever.
I say forever. Why?
Because it does everyone remind me, I have DM inspiration.
Yeah, use that
You're
next week
also
or 2 weeks
lucky.
from now. Wow.
I used mine already.
It was when I was the only person that asked if someone was hot, I remember.
I need to. Speaking of which, I need to make a better point to give out DM inspiration. And so prior to this fight, the final fight, I'm gonna reward it to Colin for objecting to the marriage.
Yay! Good job!
Because that took some fucking balls, my dude.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, guys. We've got 2 weeks. I think this is gonna be it. So let's get ready for a fight and let's see how this goes.
We either live or we die, guys.
I think it'll.
Can
I
we
still
talk-
think. Oh, sorry. I still think it'll be 2 sessions of fighting just because of the location you need to get to potentially. So.
Oh, does that mean we're not in the right spot?
Chapel is not the place to be.
Oh wait, that's not how
I will tell you that. All right, I'm gonna end the recording. So good night, internet. I'm sorry.
Good
I'm
night.
sorry, internet.